everybody's familiar with laws, but once you get familiar with the laws of the water, I think you might have a better understanding of what manifestation is. Not thinking that manifestation is just like some sort of magic that's just gonna make things appear out of nowhere. That manifestation is actually the exchange of goods, of energy in order to get something in return. I mean, you really think about it and you think about manifestation, how people say they manifested stuff, they still put work in to whatever it is that they're trying to get before they get it. You just have to be focused enough to go and work hard enough to go get it. I think that's learning the laws of water and digging down that rabbit hole has really helped me get a better understanding of what manifestation is. I highly encourage y'all to check it out. I got a short clip to show y'all if y'all want to watch it. Stay tuned. Let's get it.
Looking forward to you sharing with us. First of all, what does water law encompass?
Well, there's two aspects to water law, although one, water quality, is usually conjoined with the environmental law class more than with the water law class. The water law class is more about water allocation and property rights and use of water.
When you exchange money for goods, products, or services, it's also the law of water, it's also the law of sex and manifestation. When money changes hands, when I give you money and you give me product, that has to do with the 8th house in the astrological zodiac sign of Scorpio, which rules the generative organs, which is the element of fixed water. Which also co-rules with Pluto, which is the planet of transformation, meaning that, and it's ruled by Mars too. Mars is the phallic. Now, Scorpio is a feminine sign. Isn't it? Wait, Libra? No, Scorpio is masculine, excuse me. No, Scorpio is feminine, sorry. I was right. Scorpio is feminine sign. Okay, whenever you have sex, the man trades his sperm and the woman gives him his whatever he wants, which is sex. She gets the sperm planted into the egg, which then manifests a child. That is the law of currency exchange, the law of manifestation. This is why when a ship pulls into port, you need a certificate of manifest. Why? Because product wasn't here 1 minute and the next minute it is here, and so it's manifested. Okay? And since it's manifested, the doc has to sign the certificate, just like the doctor, when you were born, put in the delivery room to deliver you. You came from your mother's water, therefore you are a product under UCC Uniform Commercial Code, because your parents are actually the ones agreeing to the corporation that you are a product.
Give you another, it just strikes me, let me give you a quick example about the maritime law, the law of water, the law of the sea. Money is water by law. So when a ship, this is why all ships are female by law. All ships, rocket ship, sailing ship, airship, it doesn't matter. If it's a ship, it's female.
Right.
Because the captain always refers to his ship as she.
Right.
She's a good ship, or she's done this. Why she? Because she delivers the product.
Right, the
Without
vessel.
she, there is no product, right?
It's a vessel. It's a whole.
Of course it is a vessel. So is your body. It's a vessel that produces a product.
Right.
So when the ship pulls into harbor, it stops, and where it parks is called its berth. It's berthing a ship, or she sits in her berth. And every item on that ship, coming out that ship, is money. It's money changing hands.
Right.
And it came in on water. So it's called. So every piece has to have what is called a certificate of manifest, because she is sitting in her birth. That's why when you were born,
I had a birth certificate.
your mother's water broke. You were inside a container of water. Her water broke, and you came out, and therefore you have to have a birth certificate.
Wow.
There, and it's got to be signed by the dock, because that's where the ship is sitting. The dock is where the ship sits.
It's funny.
So once you begin to see how the words and terms are all based on maritime admiralty, the law of water, the cash flow, the liquid asset.
But is that just in English, the dock, the water?
Yeah, of course. But of course, it goes all the way back to the English or British domination of the seas.
Oh.
And so when the British began to dominate the seas, the Knights Templar Masonic Order of the Knights Templars, who have been in the middle of Asia, came back into Western Eastern Europe, brought all of these concepts, and it was developed into a commercial system of words and terms and symbols which are used in courts and government and corporations. You know, your body as a corporation. No, that's a whole story. We could talk for hours on this, but your body is a corporation.
Of cells, you mean?
No. It's called, and by law, your body, your physical body is a corporation. And so when you die, you're a corpse. Because when you're living, you're a corporation. You are a business. And hanging out with that person is bad business.
Right.
Or who I hang out with is none of your business.
Right.
Because your body is a business.
Wow.
And so you say, well, you know, what you're doing with her or him is bad business.
Right.
But of course, if you're getting married and she's very wealthy, you say she's of good stock, right? Words and terms are based on maritime admiralty, the law of water.
And why? Because you're a citizen, which means you have privileges now, no rights. Because if you're a citizen, then you get benefits, which means that it's a form of dependency. Dependency is not freedom. Independence is freedom. Independence is self-sustainment, meaning you put in energy, you can get out the equal amount you put in by yourself, no need for anyone else. The point is, all this law of water and banks are, what do they do? Banks are on a river which direct the flow of currency, energy, money, electricity, water. Okay, just like trust, right? You have a trust fund, or you want to get a bond. Well, a bond is a connection you have with someone else in emotional terminology. Okay. Trust is something that is required for a high flow of currency to go back and forth, which is communication.